You don't have to be great to start, but you got to start to be great.
You retired your mom, you hired your siblings, and you got a warehouse.
If you give value in the beginning, the sales gonna come by default. Did $100K an hour the lunch.
What?
From the community.
From the community. Can anybody build a community?
Yes, they can. First, you got to understand what your skill is. The second thing you got to do is you have to understand 3 people. Okay. You is the first person. Understand your customer, your community, and what they need. But then you got to understand.
It has to work or it has to work.
Welcome to Circle of Greatness. I'm your host, Nehemiah Davis, y'all. And I wanted to bring on this amazing creator. I'm talking about Cassandra. We talking about CEO of Blanks Galore. I'm talking about Queen of Community. I'm talking about I've never seen somebody build a community how she's building it authentic. So I need to bring her on to show you creatives how to get to a bag, also to show you how to get to a community. I'll show you how to build a community. Without further ado, my sis Cassandra. What up, sis?
What's up, Neo? Thank you for having me. I'm awesome.
Thank you for being on the show. And I really appreciate you coming because I know you're expecting a baby soon. So thank you for taking time out your schedule.
You're welcome.
How you feeling?
I'm feeling good.
Good. You glowing.
Thank you. It's the makeup. What you think? Sweating?
No, you amazing.
Oh.
I'm just saying. I'm saying going. It's always energy.
Thank you.
And that's one of the things I take. Authenticity. You know, I feel as though there's a lot of people that hide, they're not themselves. And every time I see you, just ball of energy, always high energy, always. How did you develop just being yourself in any room you walk into? Because there are a lot of people not being themselves.
That's true. It was crazy because that was one of the reasons why I didn't create a community or I didn't even want to go live at first. Because when I first got into the game, I had a missing tooth on the side, chipped tooth in the front. So my insecurities stopped me from getting on live and actually trying to share my gift. But when I got on live and I'm like, you know what? I'm finna just show my authentic self. And then other people was in the comments like, I got a chipped tooth too. I said, oh! They were like, I got a missing tooth. Yeah, so they was like, oh, thank you for getting on here and just being yourself because now I'm not afraid to be myself. And that when I knew like, I'm not hiding no more. Like whatever I feel like that I don't like about myself, I'm gonna showcase that. Like I'm gonna basically turn my pain into profit.
That's good.
Yeah.
Let me ask you this. How long did you delay from getting in the game? Because you said your insecurity. So how long did your insecurity hold you back from saying, I'm in here?
About 2 years.
Wow.
Yeah.
2 years.
Yeah.
Ooh, that cost you.
It did.
You recover well, but I'm saying 2 years.
It did.
I had this young lady, I helped her get an event space, or she listened to my stuff and got an event space. But she said, basically, you know, I thought about doing it, but mentally I held myself back. 6-year window of her finally saying yes to herself.
Wow.
What is a formula or a strategy right now that you could get somebody where you could tell them like, just start, because 2 years could have cost you whatever you make in a year. That's what it could potentially cost somebody.
Yeah.
So what is that word? Because there's somebody listening here scared to get started. There's somebody listening here who saying we all got our own insecure. Ain't nobody out here that don't got something that you insecure about. So what would you tell that person?
I always tell my people, like, you don't have to be great to start, but you got to start to be great, because that's what's holding us back. Is like, it's not perfect yet. Give it a couple more months, I'm gonna be ready. But the more you wait, the more you procrastinate, you're never gonna be ready. So just start and perfect it as you go. And then you won't even know what you need to perfect if you don't start. So like I do in my community, when I started, they let me know what to do next. And then I was able to do that and then do that. But if you don't even start, you won't even know what you need to do.
Yeah. How long you been a full-time entrepreneur now?
Since 2019.
Okay. So 4 years. What was you doing prior?
Working in a warehouse. I worked in a warehouse from when I dropped out of the 12th grade all the way up to...
So you a high school dropout?
Yes.
Okay.
No GED. I ain't even...
I'm happy to hear the story because I like to hear authentic. I read stuff, but I want to dig deep so I can remember like, I got the story now.
Yeah, so dropped out of 12th grade.
Taken from 12th grade.
And then I tried to go back to get my GED, but it was just too hard. So, because I was like, I didn't know like what I was learning in high school, and it was different now. So I never went back and got my GED. So I had to work warehouse jobs basically. So the only people that were hiring me was temp service. You know about those?
I remember. I worked at one. I remember.
What?
I was in that joint. They had me doing something with Army. The crap was so. It was like, take these 3 bullets. It weren't bullets, something. Put them in the bag, tie it, zip tie, and I did that 8. I'm talking about.
Yeah.
I was burnt.
Yeah.
Yeah. The redundancy of it.
Yeah.
No. Yeah.
So that's
So-
what I did. Like
okay.
just temp service jobs all the way, warehouse jobs all the way till I got till in my 30s.
Okay.
So 2017, one of the temp services I was working for, they had an office job available. And I was like, can I take it? She was like, well, you're supposed to have a diploma and all that. But since you've been with the temp service for so long, we're going to give you this job. So I went into the office. It wasn't nothing but like clerical work. Yeah. But by me being able to sit at the desk a lot, I started coming up with ideas like, what else can I do? What else can I get going?
So before we go there, you have a 22-year-old. So you had your first baby in 12th grade or around that time?
It was 11th grade.
How was that? Like, when that happened, did you feel? Because a lot of times, do you feel like? How was that time? Was it tough? Like, tell me.
It
a little
was
bit
really
about
hard. I almost dropped out in 11 because I couldn't find a babysitter.
Wow.
And then of course my mom working 3 jobs. She already got 7 kids.
She trying to figure it out.
She trying to figure it out, and I'm sitting here trying to figure out where the diaper's gonna come from, the milk. It was really hard. So I got a job at McDonald's then, but then I started going late to school. So it was really like, should I drop out and just take care of my son, or should I keep going? So I kept going. One of the girls I went to school with, her mom actually babysitted kids. So she was able to help me out with that. But yeah, it was really hard.
Wow. So baby 11th ended up dropping out, couldn't get the GED, found a temp job. You mentioned I saw about homelessness. When did that happen?
That happened in 2019.
Okay. Wow. So we got all right. Because I got to know the whole. I'm gonna learn this story. So all right. So from those years, it's just me temp job, me figuring it out, me working the warehouse, and then I ended up getting the office job in 2017. First off, a lot can happen in a short period of time. As I hear this story, okay. Yeah. So got the temp job. I'm thinking these ideas. What was these? Was these ideas coming like crafting ideas?
It came. So the crafting ideas came after. So while I'm working the temp service job in the office, I stay with my sister at this time in a 2-bedroom.
Okay.
So I put my 2 kids in a basketball. What is it called?
Tournament.
It doesn't turn like recreation.
Okay.
Just to keep them busy, okay? Yeah. So they get into the basketball game, and then at the time, the coaches was like, y'all, we finna go to these away games. We need y'all to get these hoodies. And I'm like, I can't afford no hoodies. I barely can afford I'm already staying with my sister. So my brother reached out to a craft that he knew. I didn't even know about craft. And I'm like, what? I can get custom hoodies made? So he reached out to her. She made the hoodies. We wear them back to the game, and the coach was like, we want those hoodies. Can you do an order for the whole team? Yeah. So I go back to the girl, like, can you show me how to? She was like, you got to go to YouTube. I'll take that order. Yeah. But no, I'm not going to show you how to do what I do. So I went to YouTube, and then that's when, while I'm at work, I'm coming up with these ideas now. Do I want to start a T-shirt brand? What do I want to do first? So.
Wow. So that was like that eye-opening thing. You saw and like, oh, it's on. Yeah. I tell people all the time, once you see it, you can't unsee it.
You can't.
It's hard to unsee it.
You can't.
Once you see it, it's like, oh, I could do what?
Yeah.
It's over with. All right, so now we're in the game. You start crafting. What was the first thing you started selling?
I started selling T-shirts. So I always been T-shirts, but I was selling like T-shirts for kids mostly. Okay. So that's when I went to my social media because I didn't have an audience. Yeah. So I started unfriending like all of my friends and family, and I'm following moms that have children. Like if I see children on their profile, like I'm gonna follow her. Yeah. And if anybody follow you and you follow them back and see custom items on their page, you're gonna be like, oh, let me order one of those. Yeah. So that worked really good for me for a couple of years, but of course, everything got to slow down. Okay. So when it slowed down,
that's 2019?
2019.
Got you, yeah, got it.
I ended up tapping into another type of sublimation, T-shirt business.
And tell me what sublimation means.
So sublimation is basically where you take special paper, special ink. Okay. You get a design, bring it into a computer, and when you print out the design, you got to print it on this special paper and ink. Got it. Once it come out the printer, you're gonna press it to a polyester T-shirt.
That's the heat press.
With the heat source, yeah.
Now you talk about the printer. When do you, is the sublimation printer? Is that
Well,
what
it's a regular printer, but you
Okay.
got to convert it into sublimation just by putting the ink in there,
Okay.
downloading the driver, and then using the
Okay.
paper that comes with the ink.
All right. Got
Yeah.
it. Okay.
So I tapped into sublimation in 2019.
Okay.
And business picked up really good.
Okay.
So I go into my HR office in a week because I hit $1,000, and I'm like, look, I'm done.
Yeah.
And when I was done, that's
was
when that was it. But that's when I realized like I shouldn't have did that. Because I've never been an entrepreneur before. Like my family don't have an entrepreneur background, like none of that. So when I quit my job, I'm sitting at home like, what am I gonna do? I can't go back to this temp service job. I don't have a degree. I don't have a diploma. I don't have a GED. So I got to make something shape.
Wow, that's crazy. So, and the thing is, you didn't have examples around you showing you entrepreneurship.
That's what it was. Yeah, no examples at all, because nobody came from entrepreneurship background ever.
So you just said, I'm gonna take this leap and figure this thing out.
That's what I did.
Yeah.
That's what I did.
All right. So then we in 2019, as we're going through, we're figuring this thing out. Is this when you decided to get online and start talking about it to everybody?
Well, so while I'm at home, you know, when you in a bind, that's when you start thinking of all these other ideas you got to do.
Yeah.
So I'm looking at this inventory that I got, and I'm like, oh my gosh, nobody's buying T-shirts right now. What am I going to do with it? Yeah. I'm like, oh, I'm going to sell it to other crafters like me, but I don't have a community.
Yeah.
So I created a Facebook group, a free group, and I just started like telling people, hey, all the people that knew how to make T-shirts, come join my free group. I'm going to show y'all how to make it too. Yeah. In my head, I'm like, I just need to get them in a group so I can sell this inventory because I got to get this money. Yeah. So when they started coming into the group, they was like, okay, we want to support you, but how do we use it? Yeah. I didn't know that people that buy my products wouldn't know how to use it because it's like, why are you buying it? And they like, we just here to support you because everybody know at this time, like, Cassandra ain't got no job. Yeah. Cassandra ain't got no job. So I go live in the group to show them how to use it to get them to buy the inventory. And then that's when business picked up a little bit.
Wow. And then when did I'm piecing together the story, but I like fast forward, we talking about you retired your mom, you hired your siblings, and you got a warehouse. What was the jump where you said, I got to get the warehouse? Like it just seemed like you went 2019, it's only 2024. That seemed like a lot has happened.
It has.
Like, what did it pop off where you like? Because I think you mentioned something about 1,000 square foot warehouse first, and then
it was the first warehouse.
Apartment. Y'all was shipping out of apartment.
Yeah, we was doing it out of apartment. So I go from the hotel. I go from my apartment to the hotel, and that's where I stayed there until COVID happened. But when COVID happened, they started mandating that we wear these masks every day. But crafters and creatives, they don't want no regular masks. Yeah. So they was like, well, Coach, can you show us how to customize the mask? Once I showed them how to customize the mask, they started buying my mask inventory, and I hit my first $86,000 a month in May. Wow. Just from having inventory on hand.
Wow.
So.
You was prepared.
Prepared. Yep. I was.
I like prepared and paid. Ooh, that's another one. You know what I'm saying?
We gotta write that down.
Prepared and paid. Yeah.
Remember that.
Yeah, I got. I'm about prepared and paid. Note that.
Yes.
Hey, no, somebody write prepared and paid down for me real quick. Yeah. Okay. So now we in a hotel.
Yeah.
Okay. Talk to me.
It's going crazy. Like, I'm in there sitting down like, what am I gonna do? Yeah. The money wasn't really rolling in like that. Because like I said, when I was selling the inventory, I was selling it to sell versus selling it for profit. I didn't know how to price. Okay. So I go to the storage unit where all of my inventory is at. And then when I was in there packing, I seen a family basically stand next to the storage unit by me, like living in a storage unit. Wow. So that's when I was like, I'm gonna go back to this hotel room, stop complaining, turn on my camera, go live, and give it all I got. So I went live in the morning, in the evening, at night. If you went on Facebook, you seen me live. Yeah. And I did that for a while. And like I said, in May, we did that $86K. I took that money, moved into a 3-story home. But then, since I already had my community, now they like, well, Coach, you selling us blanks, but we want that paper that you're talking about. Yeah. Can you brand it and sell us the paper yourself? We want that ink. So basically, all of the supplies they needed for this craft, they wanted me to sell it. I was sending them to my homegirl and homeboy, but they like, no, we want you to sell it. So of course, I started selling it. Did $100K an hour, the lunch.
What? Off of paper?
Off of paper.
Wow.
From the community.
From the community. Can you share, I don't know, do you mind breaking down how you build a community? Because it sounds like you figured that out. Like I don't know if we could talk about that, because that sounds like that's the sauce. You literally building can anybody build the community?
Yes, they can. I talked about that today. I said, first you got to understand what your skill is.
Okay.
Once you know what
identify skill.
Identify your skill. Okay. The second thing you got to do is create some type of digital product, physical product around that skill, whatever, but create a product. Yeah. Then you got to be able to create some type of content around that skill to get people to say, hey, I love her content. And from that content, you want to lead them into a community. Okay. Because if I love your content, I resonate with you, of course I'm going to be like, where else can I go to follow you? Don't send them to follow you on TikTok, YouTube, Twitter. Put them in a box. I call it a box. Yeah. If you create a Facebook group, they got now what you call a school community. They got Mighty Networks. But put them in a community where you're going in there, serving them, still creating content. And then that's when you're educating them, not literally trying to sell to them directly, but just like, I'm going to show up and give you guys value. And when you get them value in the beginning, they're going to ask you what you got for sale. So that's exactly what I did. When I created my community, I went live showing them how to make T-shirts. And by default, they say, where do I get the T-shirts from? Now I want the ink. Now I want the paper. So everything just from me creating this community, now they telling me what they want. And now I'm coming up with my next idea for my product.
I mean, you saying this kind of fast. Like you giving a lot of so create the community, course go live, build a name, build the buzz. And it's so funny. I talk about it. And I heard you mention, and I'm assuming one of the reasons why you may do this, I heard you mention like on Instagram, no gatekeeping.
Right.
Was one of the reasons because of that lady who said, I ain't going to show you how to do this? Is that?
That's what it was.
Yeah, tell me about that.
So like I said, when I asked her to show me how to make those hoodies because I can get that order, she basically said, no, you got to go to YouTube. And it took me a year to master T-shirts. But I felt like if I would have just got up under somebody that was already doing it, I could have got there a lot faster. Yeah. So I told myself, when I learn how to make T-shirts, I'm going to make sure anybody else I teach never have to worry about going to YouTube or somebody gatekeeping. Whatever it took me a year to learn, I'm going to show you in a couple days. And that was my mission.
She turned you up.
She did. She did. She did. That was my mission. Like,
shout out to you if you're looking at this. You turned her up. Yeah.
Yep, that's exactly what happened. And that's what I've been on. And they be like, why are you giving that information for free? Because I understand if you give value in the beginning, the sales going to come by default. And they've been coming by default.
That's crazy. Hey guys, if you're looking at this, I had to stop the show. What I want you to do right now, go to www.passiontogrowthclass.com. Cassandra said, yo, she's having a free class where she's literally going to break down how to build a community, right? Like how to show everyday people like you, like me, how to turn your passion into profit that can pay you forever. She said, well, she'll show you how to do it with physical products. We'll show you how to do it with digital products. Right now, go to passiontogrowthclass.com right now so you could get the information so you could get inside the game. So with that being said, man, power community. Like one of the things I see with you is you're authentic. You're telling them how it is. Like you're like how do you build this community where they continue to keep showing up for you? Like has it been just, are you saying certain things? Is it just it sounds like it's more consistency than anything.
It's consistency. How do you build a community? It's definitely consistency, but it's more like sharing your story. Okay. So that very thing you're afraid to talk about, like I said, that insecurity, that thing you're ashamed of, that's what people resonate with you the most. So I've always been like, y'all, I came from a hotel. Like I tell that story all the time. I didn't graduate in 12th grade. I had 2 kids by the age of 18. There are so many people that resonate with that. Like, I'm going to follow her just because I got the same story. Yeah, and if she can do it and get to where she at, dropping out in 12th grade, having 2 kids by the age of 18, getting evicted, I want to follow her so I can get to that level. Ooh. So share your story. Like, don't be afraid to say, hey, you know, this is what I went through, but this is where I overcame. Yeah. And they're going to trust you because it's like, if you could do it, I'm going to do it too. Yeah.
You know, one of the things I be saying, I be telling people, I'm like, yo, your story going to pay you. Like what a lot of you don't understand is everything you're going through is preparing you for where God is about to take you.
That's true.
Now, when you were getting evicted, it was tough.
Yeah.
When you were trying to figure out how I'm gonna feed my baby, it was tough. Yeah. When you didn't graduate, it was tough. But is not a amount of money in the world or anything in the world right now that will make you change that story.
No, never.
Because that made you, and that's how it developed you. So when I tell people all the time, I got kicked out of high school, college, fired from 10 jobs, dad been in jail since I was 2 for murder, he died there. I'm like, people pay me to hear that story.
Yeah.
I don't want to change nothing about it, but when I was going through it, it was tough. So if you listen to this, like if you're going through it, keep going. We paid David Goggins. I don't know if you ever heard of him, but he's like it's like a hardcore army dude, and his dad used to beat him up crazy. His mom, like it was a crazy story.
Yeah.
But now he's like a global phenomenon. Like, I think we paid him like $180K to come to our event for an hour.
What?
And I said, that man sat up there for 45 minutes, and all he did was, guess what he shared with us for 45 minutes?
Story.
That's it. Your story gonna pay you, but if you didn't go through nothing,
that's true.
If you tell me you're doing all of this and you had no struggle, I don't even feel like I could go make it. People not impressed when you say, I came, my mom and granted, I know our goal is to set our kids up so they don't got to struggle, right? But it's not as impressive when they be like, he's a millionaire. Oh, but his mom and dad left everything to him. He didn't have to go through nothing.
He didn't go through nothing.
It feels so much better when you, and again, I'm going to give my kids the stuff. But for me, I feel good to say I went and got it. You went and got it.
Yeah.
So that's.
I was telling my husband that the other day, because he listens to certain types of music. Yeah. I listen to gospel because I was raised up on gospel.
Yeah.
So I'm like, why did you listen to that type of music? He said the lyrics that's in the music, they telling their story, and I can resonate with that. Yeah. And I didn't think of that. I'm like, that's why people follow certain artists, certain rappers, certain singers, because their lyrics is their story, and that's what people resonate with. Yeah. So if they getting paid millions and billions of dollars just by rapping and singing their story, why we're not doing it? Yeah. That's crazy.
So tell me about this, because you said something that was, I don't want this to go over people's head. You talked about, and it's so powerful. I've made this mistake. So one, I want you to, in a second, tell me what a digital product is for and tell me how are you making money with them, right? Okay. But one of the things that I say, and you said it's so powerful that I don't think people get, is a lot of times first off, one thing that I always tell people is, how do I identify my passion? What comes easy to me and harder to others? What's that thing that you are so sweet at, right? Yeah. Then the second thing I say, what can you create one time that'll pay you forever? So I'm assuming that's the digital product that you're talking about. But one of the things that you said that was so powerful that I figured out was, ask your people what they want and give them that.
There you go.
One of the mistakes I used to make was I'm coming out with products. I made a book, this, and that. This book about to be fire. Like it's I'm making this up. 3 steps to growing a personal brand. It's about to be lit. And then another book that I know I heard people say they wanted, 3 steps to building wealth with Instagram. I'm making this up.
Yeah.
I went to go create one thing, but everybody wanted the other thing.
Really?
So what? I don't know if I'm saying right. Basically, what I'm saying is the mistake that I've made and the mistake I see people make is you try and create what you believe they want instead of asking them what the people want and creating that.
That's true.
So what I heard when you was breaking it down, I'm going in my community and I'm asking what do they want and I'm giving them exactly what they want.
Give them what they want.
So talk about that's important.
But I always tell people you have to understand 3 people.
Yeah. Okay.
You is the first person. Yeah. Understand you and what you offer. Yeah. Understand your customer, your community, and what they need. But then you got to understand your customer's customer. Because the only reason your customer is shopping with you is because their customer needs something from them.
Wait, say that customer. I got to catch that one because that was bring that back. I need that. Yeah.
So you got to understand 3 people.
Yeah.
You and what you offer, whatever 100%. Your skill is.
Yep, got it.
The customer that's buying from you that offer. Yep. But you got to understand your customer that they need from them. So we're going to put some names to it. Yeah. I'm Cassandra, Crafting with Cassandra. Yep. My customer's name Nunu. Yep. She's shopping with me. Yep. But Nunu customer's name Tay Tay. Yep. So the only way I would know what to give Nunu is if I go ahead and start thinking what Tay Tay need and be 3 steps ahead. Wow. So if I know right now, I'm just going to throw it out there, if it's graduation season. Yeah. I know Nunu finna come to me and say, I need to learn how to make graduation shirts because Tay Tay's daughter is graduating. So I'm finna be 2 steps ahead and go ahead and start this graduation t-shirt class, graduation stole class, because I know she coming eventually saying I need to learn it because I don't put myself in the mind of her customer.
Ooh. No, if somebody catch that. Ooh.
Bring it in.
Is that what you be teaching?
That's what I teach.
I heard
That's
you having
what
a virtual event about it.
I am.
How they sign up? I don't even know how they sign up for that.
PassionToProfitsChallenge.com.
What you gonna be teaching on there?
I'm gonna be teaching you how to discover your skill, create content around that skill, create community around that content, create a course around that community, create a continuity program around that course, and then create a challenge around that community, that continuity. So it's a whole 7-step process.
Ooh, that sounds like a get paid process.
Get paid.
So tell me about the game now. And when I say the game, like you do physical products and digital products. Tell me about the first time you stumbled upon a digital product and how you just became hooked on it. Like,
So I've always, like I said, I started out selling the physical products.
Yeah.
But when I created a community and community told me what they wanted, I'm like, okay, they want to learn how to make these custom items. But in order to make the custom item, they need a design. They need a template.
Yeah.
They need a mock-up, which is all digital. So I started selling the digital products they need to make the shirt besides just the physical products. But then that's when they say, well, community again, okay, coach, well, I want to learn how to make more than the t-shirt. Can we learn how to make tumblers? Can we learn how to make coffee mugs? Yeah. I'm not going to do all that in this free community, but since I've dropped so much game, you know I know what I'm talking about. Let me start a paid program that's going to teach you everything you need to know. And that's when I got into the monthly membership. So now the memberships, they are learning different things, how to make tumblers, mugs, caskets, everything. Yeah. But then we take it a step further. Let us show you how to build an LLC around this business. Yeah. Let us show you how to create a website around this business. Let us show you how to create content around this business. Yeah. So as long as we're giving value in this membership every single month, they're going to stay.
Wow. So it's almost like you're showing them how to make money. Why would they leave?
Yep. Yeah.
Okay. And what is the price point? Do you a certain price point for? How do you identify what you charge for a community per month? So
for me, I've always looked at it as a quantity game because I'm like, I got a large community, so I'm gonna start low because if I say for instance I drop $100 product, but only 5 people will sign up, but I could drop a $20 product and 100 can sign up, and I made way more. So I've always played the quantity game since I had a bigger audience.
Got it. Okay. Yeah. Now, how am I developing an audience if I don't have a bigger audience? But you didn't start with a bigger audience.
No, so I didn't.
It was just the
going live, the organic content. But then once I seen that people was joining the group, I would do giveaways inside the group and say, hey, you guys, all y'all go invite 5 to 10 people inside of the group. I'm gonna do a giveaway and put y'all name in the pot. So now we got the hundreds in the group going out there to get more people inside the group just to be entered into this giveaway. So those giveaway strategies work really, really good.
That sounds good. So essentially it's get in the group. If you get in the group, you may get something, but now I'm referring. It just and then they get in, see the content. You help them make money. Let me ask you this, because some people say this. Well, if I'm in a free group, why would I pay?
Because the free group is only so much, like it's limited value in there. Yeah. So of course newbies gonna go into the free group and they gonna learn this t-shirt and that's cool. Yeah. But somebody that already know how to do t-shirts, it's like, wait, do you have anything teaching us how to design in Photoshop, design in Canva, set up websites? Yeah. Those are the ones that's gonna pay to go to that next level because you can only get so much in the free class.
And then you have another group as well.
Yes.
When do you decide, yo, I'm gonna double up and get another group?
They ask for more things.
You're the community queen.
Yeah.
So what was the next thing they asked for? What did Tay and Nunu ask for after this?
So at first they just wanted the craft.
Yeah.
Everything craft community. But now they like, well, it's 2024. Everybody's pushing digital products. Yeah. I want to learn how to make digital designs. Like they want to design in everything now. Digital templates to resell. So we created a second community and said, we're going to show you how to design, but if you don't learn how to design, we're going to create the designs for you and give it to you as PLR to sell. Wow. So every month we coming out with new designs based on what's in demand and saying, if you don't know how to design because you in this next group, here you go, something to sell. And people are making thousands of dollars just off the products that we giving them in the community.
And how much is that a month?
That community is $199 a month, but they make that back off of one bundle, And then we allow them not just to sell it to their people, but sell it back to the people in the community. So once you learn how to design, maybe you create something that we didn't give you. Come back inside this group and sell us PLR so we can go make money. So we all making money in this community.
So why would they leave?
They wouldn't.
So is that one of the strategies? Create a way in the community for everybody to make
to
money?
everybody, yep.
For everybody to eat. And then did you do another community after that one?
I haven't, but it is another one coming up, yes.
Okay, another one coming. Okay.
Yes.
And what you're doing in your virtual event, you're going to be teaching how to do all of this.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yep.
And I love the concept of create a product one time and get paid forever.
Ever.
Yeah. Let me ask you, where did you develop this work ethic? Because I mean, I've been seeing you online. You go super hard. Like, where did that come from?
I'm telling you, it's something about telling me no that just makes me go so, like, even when she told me no back then, I've been going, but I'm still hearing that no in the back of my mind. Like, you can't do this.
Yeah.
You won't do this.
Yeah.
You're not going to do this. So that's what's driving me. And then, of course, knowing that what I teach, that my students are becoming successful off of what I tell or what I show them, it makes me want to keep going because their success means that I'm successful.
Wow.
But if I'm teaching people and they're not becoming successful, it's like, what am I doing? But by them becoming successful, it's like, okay, I got to keep going.
I'm just grateful for the time you had on air. So thank you so much for coming on.
Thank you for having me.
Anytime.
But wait a minute. I want to do one more thing before I go.
What you got?
Team, can y'all bring that on? So I want to give a lucky winner $10,000 when you join this passion2profits-challenge.com. Because I know how it feels to want to start a business and no one want to help you. Everyone want to gatekeep. You don't have money to buy equipment, supplies, or anything. So I'm going to grant a lucky winner at this challenge $10,000 to start your business.
Ooh, that's how you coming?
That's how I'm coming.
Ooh.
Ooh.
Listen, I'm ready to be a part of this thing. You know what else? And I want to just, for your people, I want to just come speak and give game for you.
Oh my God, they will love that, Neo.
I got you. I got you. I don't do it for everybody, but I got you.
Oh my God, this.
Because we've done a bit on digital and physical, so if I could share a little bit about our lessons, our losses, our wins.
Yes, that's a double blessing.
Yeah, that's good. So let's get it.
We got that.
All right, thank you so much.
Thank you for having us.